What is going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the biggest loss I've ever taken trading in the stock market. So this video is mostly meant to go over my loss, right? What I ended up doing wrong and how I took that mistake, those mistakes that were made, and implemented them into becoming a better trader, into how I trade today in 2018. So for those of you guys that are new to my channel, my name is Stas, and I make videos dealing with swing trading, day trading, long-term investing, and my personal philosophies and strategies when it comes down to investing and trading in the stock market. So for those of you guys that want to learn more about that, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram as well as on Twitter, and join our Discord group chat as well as our Facebook group. All of those are linked down below in the description box. And if you guys want to be in contact with me and about 270 other people in the group throughout the entire trading day, join the Discord group chat, guys. We're talking about stocks, trading, investing, news, and just networking with each other, helping each other on a day-to-day basis in that Discord chat. So if you guys want to be a part of it there, again, links are all down below in the description box, and I can't wait to talk to you in there. So let's get into it, guys. What was the ETF or stock that I was trading that I ended up taking the biggest loss in? How much money was that loss? And what was I able to learn from taking this loss? Pretty much, what was my lesson from this loss that I was able to implement into my current trading strategy into becoming a more, conservative trader? So the ETF that I was trading, this was about two and a half years ago to be exact with you guys, was DRIP, ticker symbol DRIP. And this is actually when I first got introduced to these leveraged ETFs. So I was actually still, you know how that goes, right? When you're introduced to a new set of stocks, a new, group of ETFs or something like that, you're just dabbling in there, trying to understand the movements, trying to see how everything ends up flowing out. This was me about 2.5 years ago. So I didn't really have much experience in these very high volatile ETFs. And for those of you guys that are even, that are really experienced in these, that really understand what they're meant for, is you would know that these are not meant to be held for more than a couple of days, right? On the website, even on the website, it tells you these are meant for intraday day trades, pretty much, right? They're really meant to increase the volatility intraday so day traders can hop in, read the charts, do technical analysis, and trade these ETFs for profits, right? That's the whole entire idea. These are not meant to be held for a couple of days, even for a couple of weeks, right? I know I've mentioned on this channel before that you can get away with 1, 2, 3 day, swing trades in these, and I personally still do that myself. But in terms of very long swing trades, which is where I got bit in the butt 2.5 years ago, this is not meant for that, right? So I was still, a beginner when it came down to leveraged ETFs, but I've been in the stock market for a couple of years prior to this. But this is when I first, I was like, okay, I want to get more into day trading, more into these volatile ETFs so I can make a little bit of more money, so I can, throw myself into a different area to gain experience, and this is what ended up happening, guys. Let's hop right into it right now. Very quickly, I don't remember the exact time period, but I know it was about 2.5 years ago on ticker symbol DRIP. And if we just look at this chart, guys, I can't really pinpoint where, but it was in this time period right here, I believe, from about June or something to about, maybe December, in that 6-month range, I'm going to be saying right now. So let's just zoom into here really quickly so I can show you guys exactly what ended up happening. So now that you know what ticker it is and pretty much what mistake I made, which was holding, a leveraged ETF, which is only meant to be held for one day, ideally to a couple of days, let's talk about how much money I personally lost and what percentage value I lost. So I lost 1.9K, nearly $2,000 on a $4,000 position, guys. So this was absolutely brutal. I lost 50%, $4,000. I literally lost 50% of that on one trade. And I'm going to be talking to you guys literally on what happened here. So although we do not know the exact time period, we can see that in this time period, or, we don't know the exact date range, what days I traded this, but we do know the time period, which is right here. here. We noticed that if you were to buy here and hold for a couple of weeks, you would have lost a ton of money, right? So this is actually exactly what ended up happening to me, right? So I made the mistake of holding this one long term. I made the mistake of not really cutting my losses soon enough. I was in the mentality that I'm bag holding this right now, so I might as well hold this and wait for it to come back up. I'm sure a bunch of you guys have been in this similar experience, this similar situation. I've been in it plenty of times myself, guys, and I'm illustrating to you right now the experience that I was in 2 years ago, right? So this is something that a lot of traders go through, is that they take a loss, whether that be 10, 15% initially, then they're in that mindset that, okay, I'm going to wait this out. I'm going to wait this out. I'm going to see if we can potentially come back up and hope that this is going to come up to where I bought so I can at least break even, right? That's what everyone does. Trust me, guys. That's what everyone does. And that's what I was doing, right? And that's a very bad mentality, right? If you're down 10, 15%, just cut your losses at that point. And if it goes back up, so what, right? You cut your losses. Now you can move on to another trade. So that's the number one lesson I learned, guys. And when you're bag holding an ETF or a stock, just cut your losses, guys, because if you're bag holding, especially an ETF like DRIP that is supposed to be going down in price over time, you're really not going to be making your money back. Let's just put it straight up like that, guys. You're not going to be making your money back. You're just wasting your time. So the first lesson is that don't bag hold, right? Cut your losses. Move on to another trade. So I ended up getting in, let's just say, I ended up getting in at $32. We can see how I would have lost 50% over the course of a couple of weeks / months, right? Because that is what I ended up holding this for, with that mentality of it's going to come back, it's going to come back, it's going to come back. Stas, keep holding it, man. It's going to come back 10, 15%. And guess what, guys? It never came back. It never came back. So I ended up cutting my losses, took the 50% hit, and then just put my money somewhere else, started to trade other stocks, other ETFs. You guys know how that goes. So overall, guys, I wanted to make this video to give you guys some insight on my biggest loss, what I learned from that, and how I'm implementing it into my strategy today. So pretty much since I took that loss, guys, I learned that you never bag hold ETFs, never ever bag hold ETFs. You never trade them over the weekend. This is something that I avoid. You can do this if you're a little bit more risk adverse, and not trade them over the weekend. I meant hold them over the weekend, right? I always cut my losses and focus on other stocks. If I'm down 10, 15% on something that just went down out of my control, where I didn't set a stop loss or something like that, right? So today, guys, I'm focusing on not trading over the weekend, not holding these over the weekend, having a very tight stop loss on them. I'm talking like a 1.5% to 1% stop loss, because these are extremely, extremely volatile. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on a little bit more insight on my biggest loss. Drop a comment down below. What do you guys think about this? Have you experienced something like this in the past in your trading experience? I would love to know. So I'll catch you guys in the video later on today, talking about the overall market update. I hope you are all having a fantastic day. Peace out.